right, it is 18 degrees outside. That is absolutely diabolical for Birmingham, Alabama. All day today, I'm actually filming for a campaign with one of my filmmaking clients that is now, it's now turned into a personal branding opportunity for me. Tier Sport has sent me some of their new CXD3 shoes to wear and create some content with, which is cool because I used to do filmmaking work for them, and now I've kind of positioned myself more in a creator role, which has kind of always been the goal. I've really effectively made the pivot from filmmaking to personal branding content. I hate the term personal brand because it's such a vague concept. Like, what is a personal brand? What does it do? Like, what are you actually doing? And so this week I'm gonna kind of show you what I'm building, how I'm making money. This is open, raw, authentic, because I'm not where I wanna be. And I don't think any of us are, so might as well open the door and just be transparent and show you guys where I'm at, what I'm doing, and take you along the journey. We're rolling with the FX6 today. This bad boy, that's the benefit. I still own it. I rarely use it, but I still use it. I'm giving Mason, he's gonna use the FX6. I'm packing the 85, the 50, and then I have the 35 on the camera itself. That is the cool thing about having been a filmmaker previously, is like I have all the gear I need, all the equipment I need. I can just put it in someone else's hands. But then I have also built like a network over the last few years of just trusted filmmakers that I know. I can literally text anyone in any part of the country and be like, hey, can I hire you for this? Or hey, like I need you for this, like, or hey, like let's connect over this. That goes to the value of making sure you are cultivating a network of like-minded people. Everywhere I went in my previous job, every event, every like place we went where there were a lot of people, I just talked to people, and not even with the intent of networking, because I hate that term. I hate the term networking. It is way overused, and if you come at it with that angle, you will always come across as disingenuous. But I was just friendly. Like I just wanted to meet people and talk to people and ask questions, and I was curious, and I found out later how much that paid off. And so now I have a network built of people really all around the world. It has made the transition smoother because I built the network on the front end. Yo. It is literally snowing. I don't know if you can tell, but it is actually flurrying. Oh shit, hold on. Good? Dude, look at this guy.
I can jump into the 35 though.
Well, I was thinking like, even if an 85 is fine, like me framed in the third.
Yeah.
You know, like coming in and out of frame. And then when I stop, I'm like, stand here. Bro, this fucking dog. This dog has been barking. Like, I kid you not. This dog has been barking since 9 o'clock last night. Like, surely its ability to bark would be hampered by the amount of barks. Like, it's so tired from barking that it would not be able to bark anymore. I would assume it's like us screaming. I don't know dog anatomy. I don't know if that like works like that. I don't really know what the deal is. Bro, literally do not come at me for the state of my eggs. You know how hard it is to film/cook at the same time? They're a little crispy, okay? You know what? I like them that way. I like them crispy. It's so funny, people ask me, you know, it's almost noon. Like, Bennett, when do you start work for the day? It must be nice to create content and just do what you want. Brother, what do you mean? Like, this is work. Brands pay for quality content, and the content that I am creating is quality. And that's something that I had to come to terms with. At first, when I first started creating content, I had this like imposter syndrome of like, oh, well, like, I'm not as good as some of these other content creators. I'm not like where I want to be. So like, I was timid. It was like, I knew my worth, but I was afraid to talk about my worth. Like, no, like, you're the shit. Like, if you know you're good, if you know what you're producing is good, act like it. When approaching a brand, when approaching a potential partnership, you have to have the confidence to say, hey, this is what I'm worth. This is what I'm going to create. I've created evidence for you in the content that I create on a weekly, monthly, yearly basis. You can take it or leave it. I treat this type of content like I would when I was full-time filmmaking. We're doing high-level pre-producing, we're location scouting. You should be creating at the level that you would create something for yourself. I pivoted from filmmaking to growing my personal brand. This is my favorite time of day, and I say favorite time of day because it happens almost every single day. I love nothing more than getting packages. It's like Christmas morning every single morning. This is a new mic that I'm getting for my designated vlog camera. I had a good shotgun mic, a good mic that I had, but I lost it. I have like 5 minutes. This is the Sennheiser MKE 400. All right, switched mics. MKE 400 shotgun mic. I really like how low profile this is. This was the mic I was using before. Can you imagine that on top of my A7C? It's a great directional mic, but it's kind of overkill for vlogging, and it's not conspicuous. It looks like a massive just schlong on the top of my camera, which is fine. Ooh, baby. There's literally only two choices. And like, you either make the choice to stay the same and stay in that path, and that's fine, there's nothing wrong with that. Or you make the choice to like divert your path. And like, that's gonna take time, and that's a risk, and that's a jump, but like, you have to be completely okay with either decision. That was a one-on-one session with one of my mentees. Man, those are extremely fulfilling. It is so fulfilling getting to share my experience with people, but also being able to, in a way, share with them how I've been able to change my life by making the decisions that I believed were best for me. There's no right or wrong decision. There's no one way to go. Like, it's everything is a choice. Everything is a choice that you make. And there's this myth that it's meant for some people and not for others, and that's just bullshit. It's just bullshit. There's no reason that anyone can't wake up one day and decide, hey, I'm gonna do exactly what I want with my life. It may take longer for some than others. The road might be a little harder for some than others. I truly believe we are without excuse. These one-on-one sessions are extremely fulfilling because I get to help people see that. I get to talk people through that and then practically help them enact the life that they want to live. Good morning.
On that attitude right now.
To not what?
Food you know I'm really spicy. So on today's workout, we had a 2-mile warm up, and now we're just gonna sit here and drink coffee for about 30 seconds, and then I'm out of here.
Really good, dude.
I'll be honest with you, I was in a really bad mood this morning.
Because of my gloves.
No, well,
Oh.
but then
Oh.
at first this dog wouldn't shut up in the middle of the night. The dog that I talked about yesterday in the vlog wouldn't shut up. It's like an alarm clock that's like still going. Then when those moments when you like stub your toe and it's like the final straw, and like that's exactly how it was. And so I couldn't find Luke's gloves, and then I finally found them and I'm wearing them. But then I left one of them on my kitchen counter, and I had to get out of my car. I had like pulled out and I was ready to go to the gate. I was already 20 minutes late at this point. I had to get out and go get the glove again. And so I'm already pissed, and then I get here and Jordan's already started. So triple piss this morning, but it's okay. We're gonna be in a good mood regardless.
Madison, you look great, sweetie.
Thanks,
That's crazy. I'm Gramston.
Bro, she said thanks, Unc. That's crazy.
Yeah, boys. You did need your feelings.
It's got a little kick to it.
Nice boy.
Running these at an average 625 to 630. Look at him. What a cutie. All right, let's get this shit over with. It's so funny, I feel slow, but that was a 6:15. Like, I feel like I'm like,
In slow motion.
bro,
What's your
get
heart
this,
rate?
man. Chris Kringle looking, get up close. Get up close, Chris Kringle looking.
I want a girlfriend for Christmas.
I could put him in a Christmas ad.
Right there?
No, bro, you hold the camera. I know you know how to use that. I know you're.
Is it recording?
I know you're yeah, it's already recording. I know you're pretending that you don't know how to use it, but I know you're nifty with a camera.
Maybe. Do you want me to get your... Oh, did the big sip.
It was a tiny sip.
All right, bear with me. I'm at the kidney candy shop right now, but get a load of this. Hey Siri, turn on the house. Bro, that's what's up, baby. I freaking love lamps, bro. This is crazy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 8 lamps. 2 of them are in my bedroom. Bedroom is a work in progress, but big lamps guy. You will never see this overhead light on. It's just, I'm all about the vibes. All right, so I wrapped up today, and I had a shoot with one of my few remaining retainer clients. I think one of the hardest things in this new year has been minimizing the amount of filmmaking clientele that I'm taking on. I know that the more volume I take on in terms of filmmaking clients, the less that I can contribute towards building my personal brand and pouring back into my audience. And that's really hard because there's a direct monetary correlation to getting these retainer clients, freelance gigs. I've gotten a little taste of what it's like to make really good money. In one of my best months freelancing, I made $33,000. I know what it's like to take risks. I know what it's like to bet on myself, and I know what it's like to live lean in the midst of a risk. And I'm okay with it because I've done it before. All that to say, I think I am approaching another season where I'm going to have to start being okay with not seeing the direct monetary correlation to my work right now. I know that will come. I know that will present itself later. As I'm growing this brand, as I'm growing like who I am as a creator, I want to have impact on people, whether that be creatively, whether that be through fitness, whether that be through life, like anything. And it's gonna take time. And I'm realizing more and more that each day is a game. It's a game of time management. And if I'm not managing my time well, I'm not gonna get what I need to get done. Ending today on a rather somber note, kind of burning the midnight oil tonight. I have a couple projects that I need to get done that I should have gotten done earlier. That's the price you pay.
sometimes I always say it, you got to burn the candle at both ends.
All age ranges, all different sports, and let's create 4 to 5 different stories on them. You know, it doesn't even have to be about the product itself. It could be about, you know, their why, like what sport they play, like what motivates them, and that way it's creating kind of a narrative of like, okay, these are our people. So a lot of you guys know that I rep Cuts Clothing. This is the brand right here. And for the longest time, I was doing organic content on my own socials. Like, what is absolutely killing now is this like iPhone style content on TikTok. Creators have been crushing it. And some creators are making like 15 to like 30K. Like just from TikTok shop, and I've kind of stepped into that a little bit more. It's a very different type of content creation, but the cool thing about the TikTok UGC though is I'm really having to lean into my personality, which I think is like something that I've wanted to do anyways. And so I think creating content where I'm forced to speak and be authentic is just continuing to advance my personal brand, because it's just getting my face out there, it's getting me out there, it's getting people to recognize my face with a certain personality, and it's also just reps in front of the camera. It's just like forcing me to be myself and create content off the cuff and also not overthink content. The fact that I have to create this with my iPhone is like forcing me to just get the content out there. This is the Divine Fleece set from Cuts. You're a busy man, you work hard, and you deserve a little rest and relaxation. Get the fit that helps you do just that. If you want the ultimate winter set, hit the link below, cutsclothing.com. So I do try and keep these like as off the cuff as I can, and obviously there's like a script that we do follow, but like I don't want it to feel scripted because it's genuine. I don't promote products that I don't believe in, by the way. Like, I'm not gonna create content on something that I don't like. That's just not how I roll. That's why I only have like a handful of sponsors. I get DMs and emails every single day asking if I can promote content, and I just don't respond. First of all, I don't do content for product exchanges anymore unless I actually want the product. Like, if you're not gonna pay me respectfully, we will be seeing you. Because I know, again, the whole thing, like I know what I'm gonna bring to the table in terms of content. I know the amount of effort that I'm going to put in terms of content. So if you're not going to attach a monetary value for that, you're going to be using this content for, you know, ad spend, and thousands or hundreds of thousands potentially of eyeballs will be seeing me and the content that I'm creating. Sorry, like I'm going to charge you some money for it. I don't partner with brands unless I actually have a need for the product or am invested in what they're doing. With Cuts, it started, I genuinely wore Cuts clothing before I partnered with them. And so as our partnership has grown, it's just naturally flowed into my content, and so I don't feel like I'm being dishonest. All right, I'm doing some pre-production for my course because I'm filming it this week, and I told myself I would film it, at least part of it this week. I'm excited to get this part over with because, like I said, it's very practical in terms of like how to use a camera, how to frame your shot. It's stuff that like is second nature to me, but I know it's not to others. But I'm really excited to get into parts 2 and 3 where I talk about actually like telling a story. And then like part 3 specifically, like how to find your voice as a creator. That's more like philosophical and mindset oriented, because, you know, a lot of filmmakers know the practical steps. A lot of filmmakers know what a objectively good shot looks like, what an objectively cinematic edit looks like, but like they just fall short in terms of storytelling, especially telling their own story. So I'm really excited to dive into that and really get to the nitty-gritty of making your story intriguing and worth watching. Today was one of those days where just nothing felt aligned. Some days
some days you feel on top of the world. Some days you feel like literally nothing can stop you. And then some days you just doubt everything and you just feel like there's no way you could ever be the person you want to be. And God, I never thought I'd be the one that record myself when I was fucking crying. I don't know, maybe I'm just like peak at marathon training and like in the middle of just a hard peak week, and nothing felt good this morning. Nothing felt, during my run, I could barely even get 6 easy miles. I just felt like absolute shit. My body just feels like it's just absolutely shutting down in terms of just fatigue, and then that combined with just sometimes you just get this just wave of self-doubt, this wave of like, is this even worth it? Like, who the fuck cares? I do struggle with a lot of doubt on whether or not like this is the right move, and whether or not like I'm throwing away something that I'm good at. I just know that whatever this is, whatever I'm doing right here is worth doing. It's not always pretty. It's messy a lot of times. And I was not expecting to fucking cry on camera like that. But I keep telling myself to just open it up and press record and let myself speak from the heart. So let's go run these fucking miles. And just like that, another run is done. You know, it's like I know myself so well. Of course that was going to make me feel better, you know? Being with people that I love and people that make me better, people that call me higher, for lack of a better term. That was exactly what I needed. The run felt good. Like, I think just having some food in me and some time to rest and just reinvigorated me. Reach out to your people and just be real and just be vulnerable. And sometimes it's okay to just go up to your homies and be like, yo, I feel like shit today. Like, today sucks, you know? There's a lot of power in that. First of all, just being able to admit that, but then also being able to get that out and then talk it through. Because a lot of times what I found with people is like, once you're able to get that out, once you're able to verbalize like, hey, I'm struggling with X, Y, and Z, you don't even have to have a solution or like be seeking for a solution, but just the act of getting it out helps so much. I think one of the most integral form of storytelling when it comes to telling your own story is striking while the iron is hot. As a filmmaker or as a storyteller, if you're telling someone else's story, you need permission to enter into their lives. You need permission, quite literally, to film them. You need permission to ask them questions. You need permission to be let in on their life. But when it comes to your own story, you don't need to ask someone to let you in, because you're already in. You already know exactly what you're feeling. You already know exactly what is unfolding as it's unfolding. And so I think there's a lot of power in striking while the iron is hot. If you're feeling a feeling, if you are wrestling with something in your head, I think a lot of times it's important to get it out, regardless of whether or not you're trying to tell a story or not. I think it's important to get out your feelings as you're feeling them, whether it's journaling, whether it is talking to a friend. Getting your feelings out is healthy. And when it comes to storytelling, when it comes to telling your story, the biggest thing that I'm learning is you need to document that. You need to start documenting those moments, the moments where a thought comes to your head, a moment of self-doubt, a moment when you feel like you're doubting yourself, when you feel like you are on top of the world, when you feel like you're at the bottom of the barrel. Document all of it. It's all important.
We are filming the first part of my course, okay? We got it set up. Here's the thing. I never want to be the guy that's like, you're scrolling on Instagram and you see me and there are 3 ways to go viral on Instagram, or these are 3 ways to make your content stand out, which I've been that before. But like that, I don't want to be that. It's not ever going to be someone me. Comment the word create to get my free guide, blah, blah, blah. Like, I understand there's an element of that I will need to have in my marketing, but I do not want to be that guy. I want my content and my story and my narrative to speak for itself. That should be it. And if people want to learn from me, then they can learn from me. I want to sell my exclusivity and I want to sell my knowledge in a limited format. And so I never want to be the guy that's just pushing his course, but I think a course is a good learning tool for people to have the option to purchase if need be. Obviously, in an ideal world, I would be able to teach everyone one-on-one, but that's just not the reality. And so people might as well have some sort of resource that they can use in their own pace, at their own leisure. And so I guess what this course is kind of a speed run in how I got to where I am now. I hope this module was helpful in learning the fundamentals of composition. We'll see you in the next one. Let's get that lab mic off. That was a lot of yapping. A whole lot of yapping. And my throat, pause. My voice is tired. I think I'll get the rest done tomorrow. We started a little late today, but getting good reps in. This is the part of the course where it's like, it's not as creative. It's just like practical. I mean, it's very important to learn, and I think most people need to learn this side of content creation or filmmaking, really content creation, before they can be creative. I mean, that was what really held me back in a lot of ways. Like I had a very creative mind. I had a lot of like creative things that I wanted to do, but what was holding me back was the practical knowledge. I know a lot of people that want to create content, but what's holding them back is really just the practical knowledge. They're creative people. Like they have no creative limitations. They have in their mind what they want to create, but the only thing holding them back is learning the tools of the trade. And so I think for a lot of people, this will be extremely helpful. And I sell it short because to me, it's second nature. To me, I know it. But to others, it will be helpful. Now we're going to go to the gym, finally.